tweezers, screwdriver set, anti-static wristband, thermal paste injection, nose pliers, magnetic mini screwdriver, cable ties. Put the grounding strap on your wrist and connect the other end to the computer case. Open the computer case by removing the side covers. The fan simply requires the installation of 4 screws to hold it in place. Fit the SMPS in the slot and tighten the provided screws. Remove the dummy back panel and place the motherboard input-output back panel into the gap at the back of the case and push firmly around the corners and outside edges until it clicks to secure it. Lift the CPU retention bracket lever to reveal the socket and its pins. These are incredibly delicate and easy to bend, so be very careful when working around the socket. Push down the retention bracket arm and hook it back under the latch where it was originally. However, if you have placed the CPU in the correct position in the socket, no harm will be done, and this process ensures that the CPU is in proper contact with the socket. Heatsink place the pins in the corners through the holes surrounding the CPU socket. After this, simply press the notch for attached the heatsink with the motherboard. Pull back the clips on either side of the RAM slots you're going to use. Attach the RAM memory modules in the first slot available and which is closest to the CPU. Press firmly on both ends of the RAM module to set it into the socket. Make sure the tabs lock into place. Install standoffs in the case. The standoff screw should be mounted on the motherboard mounting holes. Check the screw hole locations on the motherboard for exact placement. Lower the motherboard into the case and align with the motherboard input-output back panel. Install the screws. Install the SATA hard disk by tightening the screws in the hard disk slot. Remove the front cover for the optical drive in the cabinet case. Mount the DVD-ROM drive. Install the screws provided at the side. You need to locate the PCI Express 16 slot. This will either be the first or second expansion slot on your motherboard. You will need to remove the metal cover that covers the bay associated with the PCIe slot. Insert the new card directly into the PCIe slot, applying even firm pressure. Connect the 20 or 24-pin ATX power cable and the 4-pin EPS power cable in the motherboard. Connect the SATA data and SATA power cable in HDD and ODD. Both connectors are L-shaped, so you can take a look before connecting it to see the correct orientation. SATA power can require a moderate amount of pressure to plug into stiff connectors. First, connect one end of the SATA data cable on HDD or ODD to the drive and the other to a SATA port on the motherboard. The front panel header is where the connectors of hard disk drive, activity lights, case, speaker, reset button, power on-off button, computer power on light. Connect the switch's power or reset switch and LED as well as the audio and USB ports to the motherboard. Use cable tie points on the case to secure cables out of sight and route them in a channel along the edge of the tray. Need to check all motherboard cables, power cables, data cables and front panel cables and confirm. The computer is now ready to be turned on and to have software loaded on it. If the computer has problems starting up, check all component connections and mounting to make sure that you have hooked everything up correctly.